UFC 320 is done and dusted, guys. What a card. We had some good, well, I say good, we had some spectacular finishes and some great performances. Let's get straight into it. We'll quickly, I'm going to do a little roundup, a little summary of UFC 320. I'm going to be honest, guys, I was hella tired yesterday. I had a long day. So I actually fell asleep. But it woke up. You see, my brain and my body, it responds to violence. Guys, I fell asleep just as Abbas Magomedov and Joe Pyfer were going to fight. And I happened to wake up just before the second round of Yuri and Khalil. But if you guys, for those of you that did watch my prediction, you would have seen that I predicted Joe Pyfer would get a decision or a submission win, and he ended up getting a submission win in round 2. So shouts out to Joe Pyfer. That's 1 out of 5 on the card that I predicted correctly. We move up. We had Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Zalal, and I picked Josh Emmett because I thought the experience would give him the win, but Yusuf Zalal pulled a submission out of his bag. So shouts out to him, man. Can't knock him. And then we move up the card to the fights that woke me up. I had it on my iPad. I was laying in bed, fell asleep. I was hella tired, like I said. And then second round, I think the first round was about to end, and then I just magically woke up. And when I woke up, the second round was quite competitive, but from what I remember, I'm not 100% sure. I would have to rewatch it, but from what I did see, Khalil was getting the better in the exchanges in round 2, and then round 3 came. And then round 3 came, and Yuri Prochazka did what he what he does best, which is he caused chaos, and he thrives in chaos. He put the pressure on Khalil. He beat the brakes off him, and you see what it is for me with Khalil Roundtree Jr. Good fighter, very good fighter, tough. But because he has a very strong Muay Thai style, I just don't see him beating some of the top guys, man. Like, unfortunately, I need to do research. I think his background is Muay Thai. But guys, when you actually look at MMA or the UFC and you have kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters, the kickboxers tend to transfer over to MMA much better than the Muay Thai guys. So I just think Khalil needs to make some adjustments to his style. But then again, he's at an age where it might be a bit hard to unlearn certain things and to learn certain things. So, But Yuri Prochazka, what a guy. He absolutely thrives in chaos. Did what he needed to do. Put the pressure on Khalil Roundtree. And listen, I'm not saying Yuri can beat Alex Pereira because he's lost to him twice. But that's the fight he wants. And it's funny because even though he's lost Alex twice, all of us would still pay to watch that fight. But if Yuri is going to fight Alex Pereira for a third time, he needs to be the one on the front foot. He needs to be on the front foot causing chaos. Do I think Pereira could still catch him? Yes. But Yuri needs to do what he does best. You can't play Pereira's game. You need to push him back and get in his face and make it awkward and messy. That's where Yuri thrives. So, shouts out to Yuri Prochazka with a round 3 finish. Puts Khalil Roundtree out cold. Khalil Roundtree, I feel like he's just the level behind the top guys in his division. Faced Alex, faced Yuri now, and clearly he's a step behind because Yuri and Alex, they're at the top of the division, and Yuri's been at the top of the division ever since he won the title. Obviously, he vacated the title because he was injured, but ever since he won the belt, he has always remained at the top of the division. So shouts out to Yuri Prohaska. Obviously, we had our co-main event, which was Merab Dvalishvili versus Corey Sandhagen. And shouts out to Merab, man. Like, what can we really say? It's the same thing from Merab, rinse and repeat, man. But it works. And you know, why change something that is working? That's why I know he nearly knocked out Corey Sandhagen. Yes, I'll give him that. But you know what people need to understand? Because some people will say, oh, the wrestler went and outstruck the striker. Yes. But you know why that happened? Because we are in mixed martial arts. The style Merab has, with the constant pressure and relentless takedowns over and over again, it actually allows him to work on his striking a lot. Listen, I don't think people understand. Merab can do all the pad work and boxing drills or striking drills he wants. But you know what actually has allowed his striking to get better? It's the fact that his opponents fear takedowns, so he can let his hands go. But at the same time, Merab striking is shit. You guys, I beg, some of you are going to complain in the comments, oh, casual, you don't know what you're talking about. Respectfully, go and watch Merab striking. Watch Merab against Corey Sandhagen again. And you will see the cleanest striker was Corey Sandhagen. But because Merab is such a... He presses forward, brings the pressure. And he's one of those guys, he throws in flurries. So he'll throw and come forward as he's throwing. So he will land. He will land. But is it clean? No. Is it effective? Yes. Because at the same time, when you're doing all that flurry crashing in, at the same time your opponent's thinking, oh, after the little flurries, he's going to go for a takedown. So they need to anticipate that. So it just makes them think about so many different things. And you see, that's why Merab is so good. Even Ilia Topuria does it sometimes. He'll take you down just to remind you, I can take you down. And it gets them thinking. Ilia will go to the body, go to the head, and it gets your opponents thinking. They don't know what, is he going to go to the body? Is he going to go to the head? Is he going to shoot for a takedown? So Merab's style is actually one of the best styles for mixed martial arts. If Merab had better striking, I'm not going to lie, Merab potentially could be a pound for pound. He could potentially be the pound for pound best fighter in the MMA. But if he was to fight someone like Alexander Volkanovski, that's where his striking would get exposed. And I do think Volkanovski would be able to deal with the wrestling. But let's say we give Merab the advantage on the wrestling. Merab would struggle with the striking. So if Merab can somehow take his striking from where it is and keep improving it and get it like to a high level, I'm not going to lie, Merab definitely has argument for pound best fighter, best male fighter. And you guys know me, I like to give my honest opinions, and it's mad because I actually had to re-record this video because of some technical issues. But now that I'm doing it the second time, it's actually made me realize, yeah, Merab is definitely one of the pound for pound best. And there's no debate in that. Like, I never really used to like Merab, I still don't. But on this channel, I've said it time and time again. Mixed martial arts is art, and you need to be able to separate the artist from the art to see the beauty in their art, and for you to add whatever to your art from that person's that you can, and you discard of what you can't. That's not useful. But Merab Dvalishvili, definitely the greatest bantamweight of all time now. He's definitely solidified that with his resume, the domination, and the level of opponents. And listen, shouts out to Corey Sandhagen because he fought a good fight. He actually did very, 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 very well. It's just obviously he did well with stuffing some. He stuffed half of Merab's takedowns. The other half Merab landed, which was 20, which is an insane number. But I feel like Corey Sandhagen, I'm not saying he could beat Merab, but there is a lot of adjustments he could make if he was ever to fight Merab again. And I do feel like the fight. Listen, Corey's not a Sean. Corey's not a Sean. Corey actually has decent grappling and wrestling, and he threatens from his back. And he fought a very good fight. His conditioning was very good. He was ready for the 5 rounds, but it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. But Merab seems to always get caught in, not always, but he tends to get caught in fights. Corey caught him near the end of the fight, and you see one mistake Corey kept making was going backwards. And obviously it's easier said than done, but Corey should have just meet him in the middle. He's coming forward, stand your base, as Mr. McGregor would say, stand your base, stand your base. But Corey will be back. Now I want to see Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley. That is the fight UFC need to make. Please, I beg, don't waste any more time. Feed us. Feed all of us fans. This is the fights we've been calling for a long time. Dana, Hunter, all of you, make that fight. I beg. And lastly, we're not going to spend too much time on this fight because you guys, some of you would have already seen my review and recap of Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. So there's not really a point spending too much talking about this fight, but we'll summarize it. Obviously, I just wanted to do this separate video so we can cover the other fights on the main card, because it's not fair to just, give Alex Pereira his props and whatnot. But listen, Alex Pereira made I'm not even going to call it adjustments. Alex Pereira fought how he usually fights. He fought his game, which is be on his opponent from when the bell goes. As soon as that bell goes, as soon as that round starts, I'm on him. And that's how Alex Pereira fights, and that's when he is at his best. So, I'm happy for Alex Pereira. Magomed Ankalaev was talking a lot of rubbish in the lead up, calling Alex Pereira old and slow. Well, you just got beat by an old and slow kickboxer who apparently has no power. And you see, this is the beautiful thing about mixed martial arts. It will humble you. Magomed Ankalaev looked so upset after that fight because he knew he fucked up. But that's how the game goes. And if we're looking at both of their careers, for you to say that Alex Pereira has no power is crazy. Like, who have you knocked out Ankalaev? You've got a lot of decision wins. So, respectfully, the right man won. Alex Pereira did very well backing Ankalaev up from the start. And what this actually done, which most people won't understand and they can't see it, Alex doing what he did, he was making Ankalaev react so much to the point that Ankalaev was throwing for the sake of his safety. He was throwing for the sake of his safety, as if to say, get away from me, Pereira, get away from me. Pereira closed the distance and he had Ankalaev just throwing. Like when you spar and someone keeps pressuring you, or when you're fighting, someone keeps pressuring you, and you're thinking, how do I get this guy off me? So you throw a couple wild shots, or you basically go into a brawler mode because you think, I need to get this guy off me, so I need to kind of crash. So when I crash, it will make him think, yeah, I can't keep pressuring this guy. But Alex Pereira stayed calm, cool, and calculated, and he found the opening, and he got the opening, landed the straight right to Ankalaev's temple, dropped him. Ankalaev obviously did the correct thing, which was trying to go for a takedown, which it backfired. Alex Pereira got top position, landed a couple 12-6 elbows, one to the body, few to the head, and the referee stopped the fight. Shouts out to Alex Pereira. What a fucking guy. He is that guy. He is that guy. Honestly, he is that guy. He's got the aura, he's got the fan base, he's got the skills, and it's so crazy because he still hasn't really had to prove his wrestling. But then again, I feel like as you climb up the divisions, the skill level, especially when it comes to the wrestling, is not that great. So, and what's next for Alex Pereira? Only God knows. Because he's talking about moving up to heavyweight. I mean, him versus John Jones would be, excuse me, I think out of all the heavyweights, that is probably the stylistically the better fight for him, or Cyril Gahn. The light heavyweight division, there's still stuff left for him there, but it's like, what's the point? Because he's kind of bossed that division. Yuri twice, Khalil Roundtree, Ankalaev, Jamal Hill, so Jan Blachowicz. So it's like, what's actually left for him at light heavyweight? I mean, yes, we got Olberg, but I think Alex Pereira beats Olberg, if I'm completely honest. They could do the trilogy with Ankalaev. I don't think there's a point. Even Glover said to Ankalaev's coach, they're not doing the trilogy after the fight. But if that's the fight they're gonna make, then fair enough. But personally, I think Alex Pereira just put a stamp on that rivalry and just proved he is the better fighter. The fact that he got you out in 1 minute and 20 seconds just says it all. And then obviously we got the trilogy with Yuri. So Alex Pereira has 2 trilogies there waiting for him. And the Yuri one, there's actually no point. He's beat him twice. There's no point. There's actually no point. But I would pay to see it. That's the crazy thing. I would. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think is next for Alex Pereira. This card, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And you know what? I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. It was a very good card. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you thought of UFC 320. Oh, before we go, my fight of the night, I'm gonna give to Yuri Prochazka and Khalil Roundtree, because that was a very good 3-round fight. Shouts out to both guys. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your fight of the nights, what you rate the card out of 10, and what you think is next for Alex Pereira. Like and subscribe, guys.